right, guys, so I'm Pamela.
Oh, whoa.
Come on, Rader.
I blew it already.
All right, I'm Pamela.
I'm Matthew. Hello.
And we are Reed plus Rader.
But, most importantly, these are our kitties. They actually look like this.
We really, really love cats, and cats are going to come up quite often in the work. So we had to give a shout out to our kitty patrol.
But we're Reed plus Rader, so thanks for FITC for having us out. Thanks for all of you guys for coming. Today we're going to talk about our work from GIFs and video to virtual reality. We're going to talk about working in a team and how that's worked out and how all of this has come together, how it's all happened.
Yeah, so just a real quick background. Matthew and I have been working together for 11, 12 years. Also, we've been together romantically for, it's pretty hot.
Whoa.
We've also been together for almost that entire time as well. So we work together, we live together, we have cats together. We pretty much surround ourselves with each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we'll talk a little bit about how that goes.
It's intense.
Yeah.
So people always ask us, what are Reed and Rader's inspirations? Well, lots of things, mostly lulls and fun, but you know, pizza comes in there too. From pizza to cats to memes to outer space, these are all things that we're about. The work's always been about fun. We've always liked to have a good time with things, and mostly just, I guess the message to come out of this at all is just to do you, be you, do work that you like, even if it is financially not a great idea to do. Be true to yourself, and you can do anything on a small budget. So, some inspirations. Obviously, the name of the show has pizza in it. Pizza's a big inspiration, mostly eating it. But probably the biggest inspiration is just the internet in general, sucking all of your brains for creativity, a billion minds on the internet, and just, you know, paying homage to all the cool shit that you guys do and using some of that. And so the biggest turning point in our career was the moment that we decided that we weren't going to do print anymore. And we asked ourselves this question. Yes. So we're trained photographers, and it was about 2007, and we were just bored by doing stills. We didn't really want to do them anymore, and you know, we're on the internet for like 12 hours a day anyways. We love that place. We grew up with it. It just made sense. We're super nerds, and we were like, how can we make stuff that makes sense for the internet? Yeah, we can throw up a JPEG online, but who cares? You can see a still picture in a magazine. So we were like, let's make animated GIFs. But before we continue, there's something we really have to get out of the way first, because I notice a lot of people have been doing this wrong. It's pronounced GIF, not GIF. Everybody, it's pronounced GIF, not GIF. The more you know. So now that we've set the record straight, let's look at some work. So this next work is some very, very early stuff that we actually this is probably the first GIF project that we did professionally. You know, we had messed around with GIFs in the GeoCities days as kids, but that was just for laughs. But this was a professional project, and we wanted to use GIFs because it was, you know, it's been around the GIFs are as old as the World Wide Web. They're easily shareable. Steal our shit, guys. Share it on your blogs. Please do that. No plugins. It's just simple. And for this project called Not Video, it was a hybrid between still pictures and video, just infinite looping people.
Yeah, and this here was, like he said, one of the very, very first GIF tests, just to see if anyone would be into this style of work, if it could work out. So, I mean, this is like a no money, whoa, that light just got bright. No money sort of deal. We just invited some models over our house, bought some clothes, shot them, and then used this to pitch to clients. So testing, always a good thing, no matter what.
So again, taking advantage of the strengths of the web, this is another earlier project, actually the first or second one that we ever did a long time ago. And you know, the internet just gives you, this is obvious now, but the internet gives you so many possibilities, especially for us coming from being photographers. We could do movement, we could do animation, we could do sound.
Your mic fell.
I lost my mic. Sorry, guys. And we could do movement, we could do sound. Not in this, do sound, but you can do interactivity as well. All these things make the web possible, and it's really exciting. So more GIF projects. This story's, shout out to Salad Fingers, if anybody's familiar. Salad Fingers is a YouTube meme that's been going around for a number of years. Yeah.
Rusty spoons.
Rusty spoons.
This here is probably our first big fashion GIF editorial that we did, which kind of really started it all. This was for a magazine called V Magazine. If any of you guys are really into fashion, you probably know V. But V's been really, really great for us because, I mean, we really started with them, and I mean, we still do stuff with them to today. I mean, we just did something for them last month. And the great thing about V is they basically just let us do anything. We really kind of have no rules. I think the majority of time we pitch something, but they really have like no idea what we're talking about or what it's going to be at all. But they've really, really been good for us, and you know, they can push stuff to a really large crowd that we can't get ourselves. And just like a really, really side note, if anyone does work in fashion, this hair was like a enormous story for us. There was 16 different shots, 4 girls, 16 times 4, not good at math, you can figure that out. So just a ton in about 18 hours. So just a crazy project, wouldn't do it again, but it worked out.
Worst day ever.
Yeah, worst day ever.
So again, taking advantage of these digital platforms, blogs have been really great for us. Decentralized publishing, just having, not to say no-name people, but I mean just people that have personal blogs to post our stuff. That's been fantastic at getting the word out there and has helped our brand grow over the years. Faster, greater reach, easier to share with people. And you know, this is kind of hard to imagine in 2014, but at least in our market, in the venue of fashion at the time, these platforms for this type of work didn't really exist. Fashion websites are still pretty horrible, but they were even worse in 2007, 2008. And they just didn't have any custom content. Maybe if you were lucky, you got a PDF of the print magazine, but it was mostly just rehashing the stuff that was in their print. So we would go to them and say, guys, let's have us make stuff for your website. Make stuff for the audience that knows how to use the internet. Makes sense for all of those youthful people that are into this type of thing.
Yeah, and
so that's what we did.
Yeah, and just some like quick themes. The one prior to that was for Alexander McQueen, and that's for the next one's for Balenciaga. But I mean, like all really sticking with the themes of video games, tech, fun. Always kind of have our style on it, which is the most important thing for us.
So those were some of the more simple GIFs, but soon after that, we started to up the level of complexity here. So, you know, doing a lot more work with After Effects rather than Photoshop, and starting to bring back our aesthetic of hand-cut paper collage. We've always really kind of liked to do collage, even going back into the days of just doing stills. So, you know, bringing that back into the work was really fun.
Yeah. This is just one other GIF project we did. Like we talked about, we love basketball a ton. So this was a shout out to my childhood hero, current hero, greatest of all time, Michael Jordan.
See you there, Michael.
This hair is actually based upon a shot that he took, pretty much the exact same pose. So we just like to kind of pay homage to things that we really, really love.
To the greatest.
Yeah.
So what do we do? Lots of stuff. We've already seen a lot of GIFs. We'll see a lot more type of work as we go forward here. Starting out with photography, of course, then moving into animations, compositing. As we go on this presentation, we'll get into 3D modeling and gaming engines and all of those fun things. But we do a ton of stuff, and we've always been really hands-on, and as part of almost everything if we can be. Yeah, and taking on new roles as it's moved forward. Some more basketball again, starting to do more scene-based animations. Nice 3 there. Raptors suck. Whoa. You guys have that really nice quote, though, about Brooklyn. It's not family appropriate, though.
Just a side note, we walked home after the last game, blah, 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 and there were some fans that saw us, and I had a jersey on because of the game, and they looked at us, and they were like, what did they say? Fuck Brooklyn! And it was just like, oh my God.
Thought they were going to kill us. Canadians are really violent. So more scene-based animations.
Yeah, this is for a Nintendo Animal Crossing, which I'm sure, hopefully, some of you guys love in the crowd. Yeah.
One of the greatest games of all time, even if it's been the same game for the past 15 years. Shout out to Tom Nook.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes. So again, just lots of collage, but also we really like to do costuming. I mean, we pretty much like to do everything. So, you know, we made the dress, made the hat, made the shoes, made the head. Pretty much made this all. If anyone wants to be an Animal Crossing character for Halloween, come to us. It'll be good.
These next 3 pieces are from a body of work called The Family. We'll tell you a little bit more about The Family in a second. That's a pink bunny there on the jet ski. He has really nice chest hair. He's chilling with his lady on the lot, the yacht. Just bringing more characters into scenes, a little bit of 3D here now. Moving into larger productions, more storyboarding, more pre-production. This entire environment being built in 3D, compositing in the woman for the GIF. It's really a lot more pre-planning, starting to know the lighting beforehand, you know, having to shoot to spec of the background and put that all together to make it work. So the last 3 images are all from a piece called The Family, and The Family is these little people. That pink hippopotamus is called Lugs. That green frog, Big Papa. This is his nightclub, actually.
Yeah. Big Papa really, really loves girls. That's kind of like his theme story.
And this is The Family. These are real guys, real people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Sunflower, Grandpa's, Jollies. This is my, 30th birthday party, I think it was.
Yeah, so for like our parties, we pretty much throw like theme parties between us, and we invite the family.
Well, Easter and my birthday are rather close together, so Pink Bunny has his Easter celebration, and then I have my birthday.
And this is only probably about like 1/4 of the family, so yeah. It's quite a collection.
And the family is a thing that reappears in our work a lot.
Yeah. So, we really, really love cats, I promise. Like right now, while we're here, we actually have like a live webcam of our cats at home, so we can like check on our phone to make sure they're all right and things. Really, really like insane cat folks.
We're not going to go to that IP address right now because you guys are creepsters.
So we did this video for Vice, and the theme of it was pretty much, you know, if you have a cat, you've probably gotten woken up by that cat at 6 in the morning for some food, and then you feed the cat, and the cat's like, I don't want to eat.
Cats can be jerks, man.
Yeah, so
really.
This video is just kind of for all those times the cats were jerks. Yeah.
So we usually have boss battles in our videos, and our bosses are always the worst bosses
Super
ever.
easy to beat.
This next video is for Snapple, and this just goes back to the theme of do what you love to. We really like cats, so Snapple came to us and they were like, hey, we heard you really like cats. Would you like to make a video talking about how awesome our cats are and how stupid dogs are? And we were like, yeah, dogs are dumb. Shout out to all the cats in the audience. So this was all made in Maya and After Effects, and you'll see the family again in the background.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Sounding Bee. We're down to our final two contestants, dog and cat. You know the rules. Whoever makes the best sound wins. Let's begin. Dog, your sound is a police siren. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Cat, your sound is a police siren. That's correct. Dog, your sound is a crying baby. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Cat, your sound is a crying baby. That's correct. Dog, your sound is a dinosaur. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Cat, your sound is a dinosaur. That's correct. We have a winner, Cat. You are the Sounding Bee champion. Thanks to our contestants and everyone watching. We'll be back next year.
Dumb dog. Oh, if anybody wants to buy some $2,000 mascot suits, we've been trying to get rid of them ever since we did this project. They're legit costumes. They have fans in them and everything. It's pretty wild. So some video work there, but we're also really interested in interactive type work.
Play it.
It is. So this is a project called Nap Time, and we made this for the iPad, just bringing in very simple interactions, allowing the user to start to manipulate our images a little bit, instead of just having them be passive witnesses.
So, like you said, this is for the iPad, but it's also for web as well. So you can basically just control by mouse, but really simple, interactive.
And a little touch on augmented reality. This is a supercut video that has this project in it, Super AR Avatars. It was in Berlin and Milan. Yeah. And you know, you held up your smart device to the fiducial marker, and it showed the work over top of it. So this is a supercut video with some of it in there, a little behind the scenes, and some other of our work. We just like the video, so we're going to play it. Yeah. Don't clap, guys. We gotta get through a lot of stuff. So, did we mention we really like dinosaurs? So, a couple years ago we had this idea that we wanted to build all of these cardboard dinosaur costumes and finger paint all of them, and then have a video of dinosaurs dancing to dubstep. So we did that. This is Dubstep Dinosaurs, and you know, we're not fortunate enough to have audio recordings of what it sounded like during the Cretaceous and Jurassic and Triassic dinosaur times. But I like to think that if you could go back in time and listen, this is what it would sound like. So this is a sneak peek. So that was filmed. That was filmed on the largest white backdrop in the world.
Yeah.
Or not. But that's why dinosaurs went extinct, because they were too busy dancing all the time. Such a good time. So, more dinosaurs. This is the dinosaur part of the presentation. So last year and the year before, we had a show in London and New York called Cretaceous Returns, which Dubstep Dinosaurs was a part of, as well as the following stuff. But we were really excited to have a show where we could design out the space and make it like a little Jurassic room to have some fun. So there's videos, props, GIFs, interactive projects, and we'll show some of those. So in London, we built a cardboard dinosaur named Lenny. That's Lenny there, the yellow guy. And originally he was supposed to only be about the height of a small child, like 4 or 5 feet tall. I don't know what that is in metric. But you know, we made the cuts and we started putting him together and we realized that he was going to be like 8, 9 feet tall. And of course we personify everything, if you didn't understand that already. And how are we going to get Lenny home on the plane from London? Not going to happen. So we're like, oh my God, we have to leave our child in a foreign country. But the story has a happy ending. Lenny found a new home. Lenny was transported to a cafeteria of a children's grade school in London,
Yeah.
where he is friends with all of the students.
We call him. Lenny doesn't call us back. Kids.
So more about Lenny. In the New York show, we made a little interactive piece where you could become Lenny the dinosaur. You move your limbs around a little bit, you get to play with this puppet Lenny.
Yeah.
Really was an interactive Jurassic experience. So by this point, we're starting to do a lot more 3D work, starting to design environments, and that kind of brought us to gaming engines. I think that at least what people tell us is that Reed Rader is kind of known for having characters exist in worlds, mostly 2D worlds, of course, but people have told us, we really wish that we could exist in your worlds, and I never really knew what that meant, but I think we're starting to get there. So the last 2 years, we've been really interested in starting to make work in gaming engines, predominantly in the Unreal Engine and in Unity. Level design in 3D have always been an interest of mine since I was a kid, just having some fun with Unreal Tournament and all of those games back then. But we started thinking, how can we leverage this technology to create worlds, to make videos, and to make interactive experiences too? So this is another piece from the Cretaceous Return show, incorporating collage and very hungry and stubborn dinosaurs into environments that were built in the Unreal Engine. The dinosaur is a bit of a jerk. So single point focus camera here, but if we move the camera around, you'd see that it was all 3D. And we're going to show a lot of that type of stuff now. So this next piece, Metaverse, actually collaborated on with guest speaker, Jeffrey Luman, also a speaker here at FITC. Check him out, he's a cool guy. So designing the environments here in Gaming Engine, compositing everything together to start to do more environmental work. So we're starting to do more work in 3D, starting to do more stuff with these gaming engines. And that's really been a change because all the work we've done before was Photoshop and After Effects and just video, all 2D. How can we start to make 3D characters instead of just having them be, flat planes? So these are some tests from a while ago of doing 3D scans and figuring out how to get photorealistic stuff into gaming engines, which is something we've always really wanted. Being photographers, we're used to taking pictures of real things so they look photorealistic. How can we do that? This next project's called Flowers. And for us, this was about moving the camera. Again, all Unreal Engine stuff.
Yeah, and I'm just shooting this all on green screen. We're incredibly planned in post-production. We basically know everything that's going to take place and what the final shot is going to look like. So, like knowing the pose way beforehand. The time on set for actual shoot day is always the easiest, just because everything is so planned out.
So this is just video again, so it's hard to tell that it's built in a virtual environment, but we can pull back the curtain on this a little bit, give you guys a sneak peek of the inner workings. So fixed animated camera, but if we want to take this thing off-road, and if content has been designed for people to explore, you can explore that. In this case, it's just single point video, so there was no reason to build anything else. But you get the idea.
So for this next one, we had a lot of fun with dubstep dinosaurs. So we really wanted to do another one. Nowness approached us to do a Christmas video. So the first thing we thought of was costumes that dance, of course. So this is kind of like first day, just kind of, here's all the costumes that we built and painted in our studio in Brooklyn. And then the next one's just some fun on set with the snowmen.
Snowman's inspired by the Jolly Brothers, also members of the family. They're pizza eating champions. They own a pizzeria in Brooklyn. You should have it, it's pretty good. And here's Happy Hardcore Holidays. really takes us back to our candy raver days.
Here, candy on.
Oh, yeah.
So keeping with the holidays, this was a Halloween-inspired story that we did. Again, built with the Unreal Engine, so shooting them on green screen and making everything that you see in post-production.
The end result here being GIFs. It's always really disappointing to take higher than 4K video. I think we were rendering these out at like 6K and then compressing them into
GIFs.
Like a 600 pixel high GIF with 256 colors.
But again, just being really, really planned out on set, knowing exactly what the model was going to do. She was going to be in front of a screen, so shining blue gels on her. I mean, just being really, really planned out. Yeah.
Yeah, so doing all this work and then compositing it together.
And last one in the story, everyone always tells us that our work is scary and creepy. We don't know why. We don't really see it, but yeah.
Have nightmares about dancing snowmen. So again, pulling back the curtain on this a little bit, because people don't usually get to see this. So this next video is actually really probably still the most important and elaborate project that we've ever done. It's called Brave New Worlds. It's a short film about a creepy circus. There's that word again, creepy. It's about a circus made using the Unreal Gaming Engine. It's about 3-4 months of work, pre-production to finish, and it's called Brave New World because this was really the first do or die moment for us if we were going to start to use these gaming engines going forward. It was a success, and now we pretty much use gaming engines for all of our videos and VR stuff. But before this, it was a big question mark. So let's check that out.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, the biggest and best is back. I present to you the greatest show on earth, Brave New World. You will see some of your all-time favorites, plus astonishing new faces, like Peggy here, who will make you feel like a kid again, right down to the popcorn. Can I get a taste of that, sweetheart? What a gal. A spectacle of excessive imagination, electrifying performers, and death-defying acts. You will see Joan the Mermaid with her beautiful golden tail. She's bewitched many a man to his death in the waters. Be careful, guys. Next, we have the tragic case of the girl who's trapped in the bottle, doomed to eternity with a cork because her atmosphere is not the air that you breathe. In our state-of-the-art facility, you will see our professional performers and... excuse me, guys, we seem to have caught you on your break. Brave New World is the brainchild of the demented genius Zadie Carlisle III. His shows have been banned in 8 states, so get in while you still can. Don't miss John Phenomenon, the incredible knife-throwing clown. They say he was born with knives for hands and his mother never let him forget it. The mistress of Brave New World is unmissable. Known only as the Lady in Black, she has the elemental forces at her control.
It's a brave new world. We've got elephants, we've got cotton candy. This is the land you've dreamed of. Right, Sammy? And for the old folks, we have Miss Electra Jones, who stabbed her fiancé twice in the eye, and now sits in the electric chair 6 times daily. The telepathic tin triplets know your deepest, darkest secrets, but don't worry, they won't tell. For a price. And finally, the Lady Raven. Her perverse love of heights is our game. Watch as she teeters 50 feet above the ground. She's convinced that she can fly, and we're crossing our fingers and getting out the muffs. Brave New World is the hottest ticket in town. Get togged to the bricks, grab the Rugrats, and let's have a ball.
So, just more behind the scenes. Thing with building these things is that you can have the virtual camera be wherever the heck that you want. And that can be problematic because there's tons of planning, of course. But it also leads into the next thing that we really want to talk about with virtual reality. But we did a ton of stuff for this. Of course, the photography, environmental design, textures, 3D design, costumes, production, just to name a few. And of course, working with the team to do makeup and hair and all of that good stuff. But, you know, when you're building these things and you can go anywhere, again, you know, only being sculpted out where the video goes in this case because we're lazy, but you could design these worlds out to be playable. And not just as a first-person shooter. Which leads us to virtual reality. It's always been a big interest of ours. We're building these virtual environments, so I don't really think the leap from these videos, we have the content, you can go and walk around Brave New World if you want. I mean, stuff's not going to match up because it wasn't built to do that, but it could have been. So I think it's kind of a natural step. You know, VR has been around for decades. I think even Galileo messed around with head-mounted telescopes or something like that. But I remember being a kid and going to the arcade once a year, and it would be like $10 a minute to use their really shitty VR system. I never got to do it because we were too poor, but now VR's getting brighter. Things like the Oculus Rift, pretty awesome. We're really psyched to play around with that stuff. We're just really excited about the possibilities of having people be part of our worlds like they always tell us that they want to be. Which leads us to this next little promo venture of ours, Pipe Dream. So Pamela and I have decided to start a creative studio in New York that just focuses on virtual and augmented reality experiences. It's basically an agency that just does VR. We really feel that VR is going to be the next great media platform. It's not just super sci-fi stuff anymore, but we're really excited about it. Not just for entertainment and kooky circus videos, but for commerce and education, just to name a few. And everything's still in its infancy, but we're pretty pumped. So just to close out here, we have a few projects, a few demos that we want to show. Volume. So you see us like cinematic camera fly-throughs spliced with footage from the Rift itself with the stereoscopic views, if you're not familiar with that. Let me turn the volume up anyway. Thank you. So we're really excited about the possibilities of VR, not just for immersive experiences, but cinematic experiences, which are kind of launching daily now at this point with 360 cams and all of that. One other final thing here. This is a screenshot from a project we're working on called Time Machine. Time Machine's a cinematic VR experience where the viewer is able to navigate history in their time machine. And the stories are revealed and the user gets to look where they want to look, which presents its own design problems. So this is a little snippet of the time machine, the future era. I think we're gonna need some volume on this too. So this would be a downloadable experience. If you had a Rift of your own, you could do it. Otherwise, watch a video of it, which isn't as cool, or come visit in Brooklyn. So yeah, we showed lots of stuff. We do GIFs and videos and VR and all kinds of fun stuff. But it's mostly for fun and lulz. That's us.
Yeah, so this is our website and this is our Twitter, so holla at us. We're pretty nice. So thank you guys.